is a type of dance that focuses on creative self-expression rather than on technical virtuosity. It is a more relaxed, free style of dance, which choreographers can use emotions and moods to design their own steps.
Modern dance is what I really fell in love with. Really what I love about modern dance at the core is this kind of diversity in the form and a freedom. There's a place for anybody that wants to make work based on the moving body in modern dance. I believe at its core invites everybody in. In my definition of the form, everyone's invited to be part of it.
I feel like I can express anything I want to. From the very beginning, I was interested in choreography, and that's something that I think in modern dance there's a big value placed on creativity and innovation and finding your own way of expressing something that has never been done before.
Modern dance is what you make it. Like, you can combine anything with modern dance. You can make up your own style with modern dance. I feel like modern dance is something that you can make your own. It's not, per se something that is structured like ballet.
Modern dance is a lot of different things to me. It's a compilation of where ballet is very dancey and can have much emotion. Modern dance is more of a soulful dance, so the moves don't have to be as beautiful or they don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a certain body type. It's just to express, and it's an expression of that and telling a story or not telling a story.
From a musician standpoint, it's a lot easier to let loose with dance.
It fulfills a gap of experimenting. Like, I can experiment, and I feel like everyone should be able to create their own style of movement.
I've done almost every other dance. I've done ballet, tap, jazz, other kinds of dancing, and modern dance resonates in me in a different place. I don't have to try and be perfect, or I don't have to try and get my toe pointed the right way. I get to just freeing in a way to not have to be perfect and still express yourself in that way.
Ballet felt too constricting, and modern dance seemed like there was so much freedom in it to really do it in the way that felt right to me and felt like the clearest way for me to express my inner world, because words can never really kind of get at what my inner experience is fully. They can help, but there's something about dance and art in general, but my particular art being dance, that allows for expressing something or getting at something that's larger than and more complex than what can be classified.
Refreshing to not feel so structured all the time and limited by rules and stuff. Modern dance is a lot more free and open and liberating.
My experience personally of modern dance is that it's a path. It's a path through which I come to know myself, through which I come to interact with a lot of the people who are closest in my life. It's a path through which I have found my life's work, and through which I am able to progress spiritually, emotionally, make changes in terms of the social world we live in, the political world we live in, to add to a dialogue about body politics, So it's sort of my path in which I'm able to engage with life most fully.
What impressed me about it is that it's not like the other dances. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to get a step right. It doesn't have to be right there, as long as you're in the moment and you're feeling it, and you can see that when somebody's in it. It takes dance somewhere completely different than you would think about normally.
Don't you be pretty, babe. Pretty, babe. You and me, and the devil makes three. Don't need no other loving baby. Sweetie, sweetie, oh my goodness. Mama's not feeling very comfortable about this. You know, somebody's gonna get hurt here. It's just bedtime, sweetie.
Every time I go see a modern piece, I'm always learning, and I'm always excited to see what someone is bringing into the melting pot of modern dance. It helped me to actually go outside the box of my own self and to actually do different movements. So it actually enhanced my life with dance.
It has definitely had an influence in my life so far. I find myself I'm more calm. My body feels like it doesn't, like, you know, we're all kind of searching for something or like gripping something, but in doing modern dance I found something that's not a physical thing. It's something emotional that really helps me be a better me.
Duncan as a philosopher, and I love how political she was. She actually considered herself more of she danced in order to, she felt like the body was the most appropriate medium for her political beliefs, to communicate her political beliefs. So she's really inspiring to me as, I guess, a thinker.
With Isadora Duncan, she had a very strong identity with nature as a source of energy for dance. And that's becoming bigger and bigger in my work. I started out being interested more in sort of identity and how we know who we are. And my work has really evolved over time to be about place and how do we know exactly where we are and what makes a place have meaning. And so that has led me to make more work about nature and landscape and people's connection to land and how that happens. Moe Fuller was someone who experimented really early on with that intersection of light and movement and textile and venue, and that's something I'm really excited about. I'm not so great with the textiles, but you know, light and space to me are really endlessly fascinating elements of performance, and I'm very particular about how those things are used when my work is shown, and I take a lot of delight in that.
I really, really enjoy the work of Pina Bausch. She's one of my favorite modern dance kind of choreographers. I like how Pina Bausch takes very pedestrian moves and very kind of like phrases, like repetition of certain things over and over. That would be kind of an everyday thing. But when you look at them from her perspective and the repetition and the way that it's being presented to you in almost a surreal kind of way, it can make those mundane things mean much more, and then can therefore make your experience much deeper than you thought it was going to be when you're watching her work.
Pina Bausch is probably my favorite choreographer at this point in terms of everything that I see by her I love.
Some of my favorite things are Pina's Rite of Spring.
Well, I think part of what I love about what she's done is that it's undefinable, so that I don't quite get how she does it. But when I see the works that she's created, I'm moved. I'm just very deeply moved. and I don't understand it. I don't necessarily know what the work is about, but I'm just engaged and I'm moved, and I feel like she's connecting to something very deep in me. She's known for doing 3 or 4 hour performances, and when I've seen them live, I'm just completely engaged every moment, and that's very rare for me in a live performance. I'm very much in the process of learning from her work still, and there's something about repetition, that she repeats very rote tasks. There's something around gesture and simplicity, layers and layers of simple things that make something very complex. There's something about doing things over and over for a long period of time and they start to transform. There's an absurd quality to her work and a surreal quality. So those are some of how I would articulate it, but ultimately it's kind of a mystery why I like it so much, and so that's what draws me in.
I want to encourage anybody who's curious about dance to try it. It's never too late, number one, that everyone can dance. The trick is to find a style and a teacher or a time in your life when you can really connect, and to not be discouraged by being new at something, because there's lots of room for being yourself within modern dance, more so than in some other styles. I think what people might like to know about our program is that it's large enough to provide options for the way that you want to study, but it's small enough that you can get really personal attention. And unlike some other university dance programs, which are large and have those benefits of large classes, here you get to know your faculty and your fellow students so well that you can really come out at the end of your degree with a fairly mature and advanced sense of who you are artistically. You're not just beginning to figure that out when you graduate. You're well on the road, and you can really be the kind of artist and make the kind of work that you want to make. That's at the center of our program here. And we welcome dancers of all styles. You don't have to come in here with a particular kind of training or have a certain goal. We really welcome people bringing all that they are.
Theater and dance, especially at Cal State East Bay in this department, is it's learning to fulfill your soulful needs, your intrinsic desires, not necessarily the money or the outer things, but it's a way to like help you kind of create and be the best person you can be through that medium.
I think young people need to be encouraged to think creatively, think kind of outside the box, see the other side, that kind of outside the mainstream perspective. I think engaging in a creative process like modern dance just really allows you to basically get to know yourself more. It really encourages self-awareness, but also encourages kind of this larger awareness of the world, I guess.
I think that the world would be a much better place if everybody studied modern dance. Not necessarily because everybody will like it or that everybody will keep doing it, but because it teaches us to think in new ways. It teaches us to engage our creativity regularly in everything we do and to connect that to our bodies. It teaches us, at its best, it teaches us that each of us have an important vision to bring forth. Modern dance is a form that has retained the ability to help people bring forth their truth. One of the advantages of modern dance is that it hasn't become mainstream, and it's not super popular, and so it's been able to keep a kind of originality and a rawness about it that allows anyone to come in and use it in the growth of their spirit in whatever way that makes sense to them. I'd love to encourage people to take some modern dance classes. I think that's a great way to start. To go see modern dance performance, to be willing to see things that you don't understand, and to sit through not understanding. And so I'd like to encourage people to embrace the mystery and the uncertainty and the unknown of a form like modern dance, and to try it out, and to give it a shot for longer than 1 quarter, to really to see what this form has to offer, because it has something very valuable to offer, whether you continue in the form or not. And I think many important breakthroughs have been made by people who have come through either modern dance or an art form similar to modern dance, modern music, modern art, that it opens our mind to work in new ways. And at this time in history, our world's getting in greater and greater trouble in many different ways, locally and internationally. So it's going to take a lot of really creative and outside-the-box thinking to get us out of there.
The Theater and Arts Department at Cal State East Bay provides a lot of dancing, improvise, and choreography experiences to the students. Many faculties here have been doing modern dance their entire lives. They welcome students with all dance styles or any dancing backgrounds to join them.